who is best fit to carry on the Mathur tradition in the future. Now, as the audience knows, most Mathurs living in the United States are either first or second generation Mathurs. We want all Mathurs to pass on our traditions, values, and cultures to the next generation Mathurs. The objective of this debate is for each candidate to demonstrate who is better equipped and better fit to handle the task of carrying on Mathur traditions in future generations. The candidates will each have 15 seconds to respond with a 20-second follow-up if required. I also encourage the audience to applaud and burst into laughter as much as possible during the course of the debate. And if the audience feels a standing ovation is warranted, then by all means, please do not hold back. However, I do request you refrain from booing, although no serious action will be taken if that occurs. Without further delay, please help me in welcoming the candidates of the Mathur future. On the left, we have Mrs. Diwali Kumar. In the middle, Mrs. Parul Mathur Tapati, and lastly, we have Mrs. Ruchi Mathur Lokar. Let's begin. I will start with our senior debater, one who has been around to see many Mathur get-togethers and has hosted many Mathur parties herself, Mrs. Mathur Kumar.
First, I want to thank you, Mrs. Mathur.
She's so anxious to get on with the debate. Mrs. Mathur Kumar, if you were to throw a small dinner party in your home, how many dishes will you make? Now please remember that roti, raita, salad, and rice do not count.
First, I want to thank you, Mrs. Mathur Chaudhary, and you, my fellow Mathurs, for allowing me the privilege of speaking in front of you and allowing me to demonstrate to you how I am more capable than anyone to make our Mathur community stronger in the future. And I think the perfect example of my loyalty to the community is this Mathur lapel pin I'm wearing. But as you can clearly see, neither of my two opponents is wearing this symbol of solidarity. And to answer your question, Mrs. Mathur Chaudhary, when I will host a party, I will start off with a vast array of appetizers consisting of shami kebabs, an assortment of pakoras, served with green chutney, aloo bonde, chicken tikka, and last but certainly not least, papri chaat with salt. All the men will be served Black Label throughout the evening. And those close friends who stay a little longer will of course get a taste of the Blue Label. The women will naturally be offered wine, juice, soda, and water. For dinner, of course, I will have goat meat, butter chicken, paneer makhni, aloo gobi, stuffed shimla mirch, and a choice of tawa vegetables. And lastly, for dessert, I will bring out barfi, rasmalai, kulfi with faluda. And I would just like to add that I have been to my opponents' parties before. Their youth and inexperience is shown by the types of foods they serve. The dinner is very un-Mathur-like, and it's a downright shame to our wonderful community. Thank you.
Mrs. Mathur Tripathi, same question. And for those of you who forgot, since it's been way over 15 seconds, I had asked how many dishes will you make if you threw a dinner party? Now, Mrs. Mathur Tripathi, please adhere to the 15-second rule.
Thank you, Mrs. Mathur Chaudhary. I too would like to thank you and the wonderful audience for allowing me to show my side to my fellow Mathurs on how I will lead the Mathur community into the future. First of all, I would like to respond to Mrs. Mathur Kumar regarding the lapel pin. I don't show my loyalty to the community by wearing pins. I feel my long-standing commitment to the community and my passion for our community speaks for itself. In fact, as you know, I was a Mathur community organizer for several years. Now to answer your question, Mrs. Mathur Chaudhary, times are changing. Diabetes is taking over many of our Mathur's lives. Blood pressure and cholesterol levels are through the roof for many people in our community. It is time we change all that by reducing the number of cannot repeat the same mistakes made by our past generations as my opponent, Mrs. Mathur Kumar, is proposing. I think that the Mathurs are ready for a change. As a result, I like to serve wine instead of scotch to the Mathur men. It is about time we leave the old scotch drinking behind and move into the future and compete with the wine drinking that occurs in all of the communities. Next, I don't serve appetizers. I serve dinner right away to avoid a very late dinner, which is very unhealthy to your system. My dinners consist of 2 vegetarian dishes and 1 vegetarian dish. Trust me, Mathurs, when I say that this should be enough to consume. You do not want to eat all that my opponent to the left of me is suggesting she makes. Your health is the most important thing you have, and you need to take care of it. And that's why I will only serve fruit custard as dessert. This is where my opponent and I fundamentally disagree.
Mrs. Mathur Lokre, same question, please.
Thank you, everyone. May I call you both by your first name? I'm your average Joe Six-Pack mom, and where I come from, referring to people with titles and last names is a sign of East Coast elitism. Anyway, to answer your question, I think making dinners can increase job